You could drive right by the Flying Leathernecks Museum next to Miramar Road and not even notice it. But there is so much here to notice, the only museum of its kind in the country.
This is the only marine museum dedicated to Marine Corps aviation. So it's a collection of around 46 iconic Marine Corps aircraft.
This is what the museum is named after, 1951's Flying Leathernecks, starring John Wayne. The museum, which sits on MCAS Miramar land, is about to fly off into the sunset unless efforts to save it succeed.
For the past 15 years, we've been trying to partner with the Marine Corps to come to a partnership with them that would allow us to take over the financial burden that the Marine Corps has with running this museum.
That burden amounts to about $460,000 a year, but it's more complicated than that. The Flying Leatherneck Aviation Foundation is the museum's operating entity, even though it's owned by the Marine Corps. For the foundation to take over the place, they'd have to pay current fair market value for the land, and for a multi-acre piece fronting on Miramar Road, it would be well into the six figures. But Aguilar says there are other roads to avoid closure, and one of San Diego's leading museums has stepped up to help.
It's complicated.
Air and Space Museum President and CEO Jim Kidrick says the museum he leads is doing everything it can to save its companion museum.
Right now, I'd like to give it a 50-50, and 50-50 is probably better than we were 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago. So I think the meetings have been very, very productive.
But if nothing can be worked out, some iconic, historic aircraft will have to go elsewhere, like this old chopper called Lady Ace 09.
This is the actual aircraft that flew the American ambassador, Ambassador Martin, and the American flag out of Vietnam when we pull out of Vietnam.
A statement from the commanding officer of MCAS Miramar says, in part, some of our collection will undoubtedly stay in the San Diego area, while other items will go to museums where the marine aviation story isn't currently told. Marines take great pride and reverence in our stories and legends, and we feel this is an opportunity to share that legacy with others dedicated to history. Inside, the closure process is well underway, artifacts being put in storage or sent elsewhere for display. A final decision now rests at the Pentagon with the Commandant of the Corps. Meantime, the museum, which is free, is open this weekend, perhaps one of the last times San Diegans will be able to visit the Flying Leathernecks Aviation Museum. John Carroll, KPBS News.